We are live. All right, we are live. I love it. Let me hit record before I freaking forget it. We are live. I am super, super excited, guys. This is a privilege of bringing my good friend Jake Lorraine. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to ask him to give an introduction to himself, but he's, in my opinion, direct mail marketing king. All right. So before we get in, jump in, I'm excited to talk to you, Jake. Why don't you go ahead and give me a quick introduction of who you are? Most of my audience is digital marketing, SEO, you know how it is. But give me an introduction of who you are, what you do, and then I'd like to go back to your life before you got into everything, how you
Sure.
got into this field. So all yours, Jake.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Um, yeah, nothing I love more than just helping local businesses. And I personally, I really love I've been doing I've been selling marketing since 2011, and I really love working with the smallest of small businesses, like your everyday brick and mortar mom and pop type businesses that need help. I think that they get passed by, and I have just there's so much opportunity for anyone who's getting into marketing, digital or print or direct mail. There's so much opportunity to work with just wonderful businesses that you can help and see make a difference. Like you can help them when they're just starting and see them grow and be a part of that. And I love that. I will never get tired of that. So I've been doing postcard marketing for 13 years now.
Postcard marketing. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And I have not like I love digital marketing too. I actually I don't tell people this very often, but I actually started by selling digital marketing. It's but I
Yeah,
love
I
I
heard
love
about
postcard.
that, and I want
Yeah.
to get into that. So
Yeah.
so just to get this right, so you are I know you as Bob Ross,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Bob Ross 9 by 12
Yeah.
EDDM
Yeah.
postcard. I got into that in 2015 when I was getting
Okay.
into all kinds of marketing. Okay.
Sure.
We'll get into that. And I know you have helped, not only are you successful and you helped a lot of local businesses, right, increase the revenue, but you have helped so many people in getting into direct mail marketing and them making money by helping
Yeah.
local businesses,
Oh my
right?
God, by helping local businesses. There's so much money you can make, and it's rewarding. It's really rewarding to make money and help other businesses make money. Like there's just so much opportunity.
Love it.
It's
Love it.
great.
So let's start at the beginning, right? Before you got into direct mail marketing, all of that. First of all, I know you as Bob Ross. I
Yeah.
know you as Jake Lorraine. I know people have two first names, maybe nickname. You're the only person I know who's got two first names, two last
To
names.
yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah. It's no different, I think, than a pen name. Like an author might use a different. Did you know that Stephen King, the author, I just found this out. He also made a bunch of books under the name Richard Bachman.
Really?
Like I don't know why, but there's a ton of like his big book were under a whole other name. There's music artists, they'll go by a different name sometimes. So there's the reason I did, and you'll see me sometimes called Bra, such a ridiculous name. I was working, so I had a job. I was a home improvement salesperson. I was selling windows and siding and stuff. And then I went off on my own to make my own window and siding business that I was doing on the side. And then I also had my marketing business. And the problem that I had was when someone called me, I didn't know which business they were calling me about. I didn't know if it was going to be about the marketing business or my day job or my side hustle other business. So I had to make three different names. I called, I for my other one I called myself Jason, and then I said, "Oh, I'll be Bob Ross for the marketing one." And so I published this thing called the 9 by 12 system on an online forum, and I just called myself Bob Ross, and that's how everyone kind of knew me as Bob
That's
Ross, which
funny.
is a
That's
pen name.
funny.
It
Yeah.
was so I knew. So someone called, and if it was a business owner looking for marketing help, and they called me Bob, I knew that it was that and not the customer trying to get their siding installed.
Yeah.
It was just
I know a couple of guys who do that now because they have
okay.
full-time job and they don't want to let the boss know whatever they
That
got.
could be right. They don't want the
Yeah,
boss to know.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Or just
so
to know who's
you
calling. If they called me Jason, I knew they were calling about my side hustle. If they called
right.
me Jake, it was my day job. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why.
Wow, I love it. So you were working in a day job and you're working for a
Yeah.
window company. Is that what it is?
Yeah. I was just selling. I couldn't tell you how to, I sold $1 million a year worth of windows and siding, but I couldn't, I couldn't tell you how to install one or anything. I was just good in sales.
Yes. Okay.
And I didn't even know what sales was.
Hmm.
I didn't even know people sold things. I answered, I applied for the job and it said, this looks good. And then I just followed what they told me and became a really good salesperson. But I was fascinated with the idea of business,
Okay.
which is what a lot of entrepreneurs don't get. They think even you might be interested in marketing or whatever your passion is, but really once you start going into business for yourself, it's no longer about that. It's mostly about being in business, the logistics of the working profit margins, what to price things at, systems and procedures you create, and how you're going to package something up, and marketing. There's all this other stuff. And I was fascinated with that. I really liked the business part of things.
Perfect.
And so I was like, I want to go in business for myself.
So then you started your own window.
I
What kind of
did.
company did
I
you start?
did. I started, yeah, I kind of did both at the same time. I started with a partner, which didn't go well, but it was fine. And it was one of my earliest memories. So I'm like 20, I'm 43 right now. I was
Okay.
20.
All right.
Yeah, I was 20, 20. I was in my late 20s when I started like going off on my own, late 20s, early 30s. But I remember now this is in like around 2010. And I grew up with the mail. Like I remember getting mail and everything, but I was kind of that generation where as an adult, mails kind of just fell off your radar and it switched over to email and everything. And when I was working my day job selling windows and siding, this was a really systemized, like super marketing, like real. That's where I learned a lot of this from company. And there would be every time we got an appointment, there would be how the appointment was sourced. There would be like the things, what is it from TV? Was it from the internet? Was it from, and there was this thing called DM. And my appointments, my leads would always be like DM. And I asked my boss, like, what is DM? And he said, it's direct mail. So they're mail. And I was like, it took me like a year to compute that that these things were coming from the mail because it was so antiquated. Like it was like people still use the mail. I
For
didn't
those who
understand.
don't know, this is what direct mail is. All these postcards that we look at it and we say,
Yeah,
"Wait, this is," I get a gazillion of these every day.
in the day, right? And I didn't understand that. And then I was like, wow, there's something. Then I started seeing bills, and I remember seeing a bill for $30,000 one time for 1 month. So then I was like, oh my God.
So your company was spending $30,000
just on direct mail.
direct mail. Wow. Just
Yeah, just
printing and
on.
posting.
Yeah, he was just paying 30 grand to some company to put postcards out for. Hang on, the mail's here. 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
um I was like, oh my God, I go, this is what's I started realizing how much money I saw two things, how much money businesses were spending. And that made me think if I could like them, that was where I started realizing how much money gets spent on marketing. Like this is serious. Then I would see like a phone bill for like 6,000, it was like these numbers were so big. And I knew that when I went off on my own, I had to figure out how to spend a bunch of money on market. I knew it was going to take a lot of money, but you could generate so much money if you just spent a lot of money. So not to get off, so I start off on my own, and my partner looked at me like I was crazy. I'm like, I'm going to figure out how to spend 30 grand a month and we had no money, like we had zero money. I'm like, I'm gonna figure out how we're gonna spend $30,000 a month on direct mail. I didn't even know how. I just knew we had to do it, whatever it was. We had
The
to do.
idea was to make more than that, obviously.
Yeah, but I just knew that, I'm selling $1 million a year in windows and siding.
Mm,
I'm generating, the boss is like, living in this 10,000 square foot house and like all this money.
mhm.
And I'm seeing how much he's spending. So I'm just putting these rough things together that I know I need to spend 30 grand a month. And then I did this thing where I need to spend $10,000 on Google AdSense it was 50,000. I mean, we have no marketing budget.
Hey there, if you're enjoying this content, I'd love to take just 60 seconds of your time and share something very close to my heart. You see, I was born in the beautiful country of Sri Lanka. I was fortunate to escape the civil war that plagued that country for many years. While the country has enjoyed peace for 15 years now, the effects of that conflict are still deeply felt, especially by children who lost their parents, siblings, entire families. But I'm not just here to ask for a donation. I'm here offering something valuable in return, an incredible opportunity that could positively impact your own life. I partnered with over a dozen top tier industry experts in SEO, online marketing, direct mail, YouTube ads, copywriting, entrepreneurs, and more. These aren't just any experts, they are 7 and 8 figure business owners. They've built multi-million-dollar businesses, but more importantly, each of them have also helped countless people achieve success. By supporting this cause, you'll not only be making a difference to these children, but you'll also gain access to exclusive knowledge, secret trainings from these industry leaders. As a matter of fact, I was able to even twist their arm to give away exactly what's working right now on YouTube ads in search engine optimization, and even in depth in things like, how to get clients, schema markup, cold email, a lot more. Some of them even agreed to give one-on-one mentorship and group coaching opportunities to those who donate, all available to those who support this charity. Click the link to join the waiting list where you'll get access to all this training and more. On October 29th, you will receive an email with a link to donate and unlock this exclusive content. Thank you again.
Zero marketing budget. And I'm sitting here making a spreadsheet on like 50,000, how we're going to, what 50,000 are. My partner's like, you're so stupid, but I actually made it work. And that's how I created a free advertising system. I'm sure we'll talk about. And we were able to do it within months.
So wait a minute. So you started a was it a window company?
Yeah.
Window cleaning, window repair?
Installation. So selling like new windows
okay.
and siding, like home.
You and your partner, you started, know you have to get advertising going to get the customers in. You have no money,
None.
right? And you said you figured out free advertising. Talk to me about that. I've heard the story before. I love it, but talk to me.
It's amazing. Still blows my mind. I mean, it's still, and it still works just as good as it did then. Originally I said I had the idea of making a magazine. I was going to make a magazine of like home improvement. It would just have like some tips or just like a little magazine thing. And I would fill it with ads. So my idea was that if I filled it with
something like this.
Yeah, like something like that, but like a geared towards like valuable, not like a coupon thing, but like a home improvement type publication that would have like tips or interviews or something. I don't remember, something like that. And I would just fill it with coupons from other company ads. And I was dead set on getting like, I think it was 100. I needed 100 ads in a month at like 1,500 per ad or something. And I was doing the math and I'm like, I'm going to make like 30 grand profit and I'm going to be able to make publication. Like I was going to steer the content towards our company. So like, I was going to like, just have it all like reference our business, our window business. So I would essentially get all this free advertising plus make all this money. I was just about to do that. And then I had posted that, if you remember, it was called the Warrior Forum. Some people who have been in marketing a long time and I like found that it was like for entrepreneurs looking to make money in marketing and stuff. And someone said, you can send a postcard. Like someone mentioned a postcard and it clicked. I was like, oh crap, I could just put this on a big postcard and just put some ads. And I could put our ad. I can make a coupon or an incentive. I'm like, I could get this for free. So I did that. So I made this giant card. This is an example of one. It looks like this. Nine inches by 12 inches was what I found to be the largest postcard that you could send in the mail, which is huge. It's a big postcard. This is just a blank with like filler spaces. But
Mhm.
I took actually, I think on my first one, I took the whole back. So all of a sudden at the back, I sold the other ads. I sold the other space to local businesses, and I got 10,000 of these for free.
Right. Stop right there.
Yeah.
So you are a window company. You need to figure out how to come up with the money to print and postage, EDDM, however,
Yeah.
for 10,000 homes, targeting your homes
I was
around
trying to get
your.
30,000. Yeah. $30,000 worth. Yeah.
Approximately, what would the cost be if you alone were doing
A
it, paying for
dollar,
the whole thing?
a dollar each, a dollar each. So
So $10,000 to
yeah,
send to 10,000 homes.
$10,000, $10,000
But you
dollars.
didn't
And then
have the
I,
$10,000.
no,
So
I
what
mean,
did
I
you
was
do
trying to get
again?
30,000. Yeah. So I just sold enough. I just got enough other businesses on the front of the card to pay for the whole thing. I figured out how to get the cheapest postage. I figured out how to get the cheapest printing. I
Hmm.
figured out all that to get the cost as low as possible. And all of a sudden, I had 10,000 of these things out there
So you're
for
sharing
free.
that postcard with 10,000 or so. So maybe on one side you have a different a pizzeria, a nail salon, different
Yeah.
local businesses.
Yeah.
The other side is all of your business
Yeah.
fully.
Looking like this. Look at
And
this.
these guys are paying probably what 2,500 or whatever the cost. So
Yeah.
it
I can't
could
remember
be
what I
entirely
first
10
charged.
grand.
It was like, nah, it was like $500 or something. I mean, I only needed to cover the cost. I wasn't thinking of it as a money
Profit.
man. I was just trying to get free advertising.
Got it. And I think that's brilliant. So you just went to local business owners. It
Yeah.
makes sense for them because if they were to do it alone, they would be spending a
Oh
fortune.
my God, they'd be spending so much. And it was businesses that this is still all relevant. It's
Mhm.
businesses that would never get to have that kind of advertising. A pizzeria would never get to spend $10,000 on a mailer. Like they
Right.
very few, a cupcake shop, a bakery, and all of a sudden they can spend $500 and get like
$10,000
$10,000
homes.
worth of advertising.
Wow. It's a no-brainer
So
for them.
so we put that mailer out, and
Mhm.
it was like, you get 10,000, and we got a bunch of jobs from it. We made a ton of money. And then I was like, well, maybe I could,
Do you remember how much do you make? You got free advertising
so I
and
got it free. And then on the second time, I was like, well, maybe I won't need to take the whole backside. I'll just take like a quarter of the card and I'll just sell more spaces.
Mhm.
So I did that and I made $5,000. And
on
all
the
of a
card,
sudden
the
I was
profit on
like,
the card itself is
profit,
5,000. Okay.
profit. So I got 10,000 mailers, still got the same response, still was getting a bunch of jobs,
Wow.
plus made $5,000. And I was like, this is something. This is something. So I posted it on the Warrior Forum, which is
Mhm.
the online thing, and like it blew up, and people were like, I need to know how to do this. So I made a guide, and I've literally been teaching people how to do that for 13 years now. And it
Wow.
has just gotten better and better, and all different forms of it. But Richard Branson, he owns like
Mhm.
Virgin
Right.
Airlines and
The big
Virgin
guy, yes.
Records and stuff. He's like a billionaire.
Yep.
He his company is called everything is Virgin. It's like Virgin Records, Virgin
Yep. Yep.
Airlines, Virgin, all that stuff. The story behind it is really cool. It's the same kind of thing. He
Mhm.
was stuck in like Puerto
Yes.
Rico. He was stuck in like Puerto Rico or something, and the
Right.
plane was canceled, and he couldn't get to wherever he was trying to go. And he just had this idea. He was broke at the time or whatever, not that much money. And he's like, maybe I can hire a private plane. I'll hire a private jet, and I can see 40 people here waiting to get to wherever they're trying to go, Dominican Republic or something or whatever other island. And he's like, I'll sell enough seats
Yes.
that I'll get it to ride on the plane for free.
It's all
And he
about
did
being
that.
creative. And he did
And
that. And
he was
that's
trying to get
how.
to the Virgin Islands. So we called it
Wow.
Virgin Airlines. He said it's
Got
called
it.
Virgin Airlines. And they all got on the plane and he got the tickets for free. It's the same thing. Everyone got to where they needed to go really cheap, and he
That
got
is
the
so
ride free.
creative. I love that. So you now have a window company and you're doing marketing this postcard on the side, right?
Okay, cool.
And I love it
Yeah.
because you are not one of those guys who's one of those gurus just teaching. I can literally see you're doing stuff, you're working in your stuff. I love
Yeah. Yeah.
that.
I don't, yeah. I'm right there. It helps me. I could make 50 times I do really well, but I could make a lot more if I took the guru route and just
Yeah.
sold like courses all day and to,
Yeah.
but I like the connection of, I have a print shop. I'm here. I got 11 employees. I'm
Wow.
here working with everyday local businesses. It's just my thing. It's just what I like.
I love that. So
Love it.
let's continue with the story, right? Because I discovered you in 2014,
Yeah.
October,
Okay.
10 years to the day. I got into, first I got into online marketing, digital marketing,
Sure.
SEO. And eventually I went down the rabbit hole of all kinds of marketing from Facebook ads to YouTube to this and that. And then I stumbled upon, I don't even know where I stumbled upon you,
Yeah. Who knows?
2015. But I went through my emails and I have an email chain with you from 2015 where I did one of my first cards,
I remember. I remember. Yeah. I remember.
right? I was not, and I was not, I mean, I was new to all this, right? I'm still not the best salesperson. I'm still,
It's
but I
okay.
broke even on the card. I remember that.
Okay. That's
Um,
common.
yeah, I basically went cold walking with this. And then 3 months ago, okay, I just want to tell you this story. Now, fast forward, what, 8 years now, 9 years, I have an SEO agency. That's what my primary source of income is. I have a SEO coaching program. I have a Facebook group of 10, almost 9,500 marketers who learn SEO from me. I have a coaching and all that.
It's incredible.
So I have a higher end mastermind where I teach not just online marketing, all kinds of marketing. So just to prove a point, just to experiment really, I went cold walking in again a couple of months ago. And literally all I would ask them is, hey, I basically said I have a marketing company in the neighborhood. I'm just curious, what kind of marketing do you do? And I shared this with my group the other day. Well, let me put it this way. Not every business owner knew what SEO was
Hmm.
or understood online marketing. One of them was like CEO, like he was like, are you asking me if I'm the CEO? I'm like, I had to explain. But every single business owner and their employee, sometimes there's no business owner, there's the employee. They were like, oh yes, we do print. They may not call it direct
Yeah.
mail. They say postcard marketing,
Yeah. That's a
print.
postcard. Yeah.
Every single one of them told. So a couple of days later, I walk in with this. Okay, I got this from you. I walk in with this, right? And I talk to them. Everyone understood the value. They took time to understand it. Okay, to the point where I filled out a few spots. I'm in the process of filling out more
Mm.
spots to get
Oh,
this launched
nice.
this month. I'm doing it after 9 years now. But in the
Yeah.
process, like this nail salon lady, she wants the smallest spot available. But then she's like, do you also do website? I'm like, yeah, I do
Yeah.
website, right? And then I can
Yeah.
upsell and all that.
Yeah.
So, so somebody like who's getting into any kind of marketing, it doesn't have to be Facebook ads or SEO or digital postcard or anything. What do you like if you knowing what you know now, Jake, you're getting into marketing, you have a full-time job, somebody has a full-time job and they're trying to make some money. I truly believe, and I think you believe local marketing is the easiest way to make some money.
Oh,
But
yeah.
knowing what you
Totally.
know now, how would you go about it? Like what would you do to get things going, make some money right now?
Um, oh, yeah. Like you're mentioning too, if digital marketing might really interest, you have a big group of digital marketers, online
Yeah.
marketers. It's, in my opinion, I think the easiest way to sell, just as you talked about, to sell digital marketing is to actually sell print marketing first. Because if you just go talking to local business owner, any business owner about selling digital, it's tough because there's so many bad people out there and there's so many like they don't know what to do. It's a trust thing. If they don't trust you, it's very hard to sell digital marketing.
Mm.
You don't need a lot of trust to sell print. It's a commodity. It's not something where you're messing with their online presence. So that like it doesn't require a lot of trust. Like you can sell print marketing, and I'll talk about it in a second. It'll
Mhm.
make sense.
Mhm.
So easy. And then you have the trust. And then they're like, oh, do you do websites? And then you have all the trust in the world and you don't need to discount things. Like when let's say you're selling SEO, there's nothing worse than having to discount your services because that's your core like service. Like you shouldn't have to discount that in order to get people to sign up. Instead, sell things that are, and I'll give you some examples that are
Sure.
really like aren't going to cost you, but are going to provide a lot of value. And then you don't have to cut down or chop down the prices of your core digital services.
Right.
There are so many cool things, and people forget this, that you can sell that aren't even to business owners, but it still works out. So you have like um uh invitations, birthday invitations, quinceañeras, wedding invitations, business cards, sports banners, signs, yard signs for like there is so much that anyone with any skill level can sell and offer, and you will immediately have tons of clients, people will share their business card, their invites, they will share that on social media like crazy, and they will tag other people, but they're not going to share like, oh, my SEO, just like it's hard to get organic like sharing of digital marketing, like, but it's really easy to get organic sharing and word of mouth of stupid little print things. You know, some you made funeral
just a
cards.
business card. I know I gave away a business card to a dentist some time ago. I didn't expect it. It's a $30 what I spent for I don't even know how many, 400, 500 business cards, right? Just business cards. That was a big deal. He was like, "Oh my God, thank you. This looks good."
Right.
He saw his name on that, right? And I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't, you know."
Yeah. They get so excited. And these are little things that you can just start off selling. And now you have all these people and they're like, what else do you do? What else do you do? Now you have that trust, and selling website, web design, social media posting, reputation, all that stuff is so easy at that point. It takes that trust, because the trust is the hardest thing to get. It really is. Once you have that trust, you're able to sell anything. But this is just a fast way to get that trust.
So I can literally, somebody watching this or who's going to watch it later on, can literally go tap into their warm market. They go eat in a restaurant every other day. They have their grass mowing, you know, the lawnmower.
Yeah.
You know, like, talk to, right?
You go to the you go to the dentist, you go to chiropractor, you mention it. Just friends. I'm sure that most people have friends that work in an office environment that probably orders business cards all the time, and they struggle to find a place to do them or get them done fast enough. You can broker you can broker print, which is, for someone watching, this might be like, well, I don't have a printer, you know, you can broker it.
What do you mean? Like, I don't have a printer, you have a wholesale printer. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you just find a wholesale source. You can use me, you can use you search wholesale printing. There are so many sources that you can source cheap printing, and they won't even know where you got it from. It'll come from you. And you capture the profit. So say you charge $100 for 1,000 business cards, and it costs you $40, you make $60 in profit. That's just an example. Yeah. And there's the amount of money that businesses spend in print is high.
It is so true. Literally yesterday evening, I know I had to just read up a little bit upon you and watch some videos just so I know a bit more about you for this interview, to be honest. And then I called I have a flooring contractor who I'm doing SEO for. Okay. He became maybe a month ago, even his second payment was only going to come the next week. So less than 3 weeks ago, he became an SEO client. With SEO, to be honest, for most businesses, there is an you got to educate them a bit about SEO, you know, how it works. You know, you won't see the results right away.
Yeah, it takes time.
Once they understand, but there is an education period. So I had 3-4 touch points, right? So yesterday I talked to him, and and I'm like, yeah, SEO is going on. He's a nice guy and all that. He's like, yeah, he understands it's take time, but he was just curious what's happening. And then I told him, hey, I know you want to get some leads right away. And he had tried Google Ads. I don't do a lot of Google Ads. And I told him about this direct mail marketing piece. Okay. I told him about your strategy where if it costs to send out so much money to 10,000 homes, we can share it with other businesses. He told me, sounds like a great idea. I don't like to put my name and share it with everybody else.
Yeah.
But I've done direct mail before. Can you give me a rate for 2,500 homes? Okay. So I'm asking you, putting you on the spot maybe.
Sure.
What kind of an offer should I even first? How can I make it most effective? I got this flooring contractor in Akron, Ohio. Okay.
Yeah.
Walk me through, if he was your contractor, the offer, approximate cost maybe, bottom line, I want him to get jobs, right? Well, how
Yeah,
do I
yeah,
go about that?
yeah. There are two kinds of mailings you can do, two broad different kinds of mailings. You can do targeted mailings where you target a specific demographic. It's so powerful. It's super powerful. So you would be pulling a list for them of, you would be figuring out with them, okay, do you want to hit just, we want to hit just single family homeowners,
Mm,
people in a certain age range, maybe 40 to 65,
mm,
people with certain incomes, maybe only people over 100,000, maybe people in homes that are older than X amount. Most business owners don't know that you can actually do that. You can pick all this out. You can find the exact audience that you want, which is
okay.
incredible. And I call them sitting ducks. They're in every, this is a key difference between postcard marketing and digital marketing. This is the big thing that separates them. They work hand in hand together. Like SEO, let's take SEO for example. SEO is completely whatever they're searching. There are people who are searching for this, and you're trying to capture those people who are actively searching for flooring. That's great. But there's even more people that are thinking about it, but they haven't reached the point where they're actually searching yet.
Mm,
But they're thinking about it. That's something that's on their radar. They're called sitting ducks. They're people who are like, they could use whatever you're selling. They're just not to the point where they're actually
mm,
typing it into Google yet. And postcards allow you to hit all those people, all those potential people. What is wild, what is really, really mind blowing is that when you search the demographics you really want to reach, like
mhm,
high income, single family homeowner, only single family homes, no apartments, people in a certain age range. Let's say Akron, Ohio. I don't know what the population is there. 1,500,000, something like that. I don't know what the population is of Akron.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah, look up.
200,000.
Okay, 100,000.
No,
100,000.
200,000.
Oh, 200,000. Okay. 200,000 people.
Mhm.
So it's probably there's about 2+ people that live in each home. So it's probably like 90,000 homes. And then
Okay.
when you knock out like renters, apartment buildings, knock out
Mm,
people who make too low of an income, knock out people that are 90 years old or 25 years old, you will find that the actual audience of prospects for this flooring company will probably be like 2,500 people. Like it will be a very small
mm,
amount of people. And postcards allow you to affordably reach all of those people. You can literally narrow down a city that's 200,000 and find the 2,500 like real targets.
is there like a website to go plug all this
Yeah,
in?
so there's a bunch and you can look them
Okay.
up for free. You can totally look up these counts for free and
Okay.
only buy them when you're ready to mail.
Hmm.
Leadsplease.com is a great one. It's free. It's totally free. Just
Okay.
punch in the you can pick a county, you can pick a radius, a city, zip, and just narrow it down. You find that exact audience. And now, so if you're a marketer and you're
Mhm.
working with a business owner, you can explain this stuff. You can help run
Yeah.
these counts, and you're going to look like a god. You're going to look like you. What?
The marketer in me is getting excited now. Go
It's
on.
exciting. It's like think of it as a business owner's running a flooring company. They have no clue. They're
Marketing.
looking at a city of 200,000.
Right.
There's no way. This is a lot to take on. But when you help them narrow this down and say, look, we have 2,500 or 3,000 or however many only single family homes, verified homeowners, income ranges over $100,000, age range, whatever.
We
Let's
can we
reach
can
these
check all these
people.
boxes so it keeps filtering more and more.
Yeah, you look like the pro. It just filters down. So that's one kind of marketing, and that's targeted mailing. And that's where you would send a postcard exactly to that audience. So you
I
would
was
take like
okay.
I
Hmm.
have this, here's a flooring guy. Where is this? I grabbed a few, but like take this, like this epoxy flooring. So you have this
Okay.
big thing, and you mail them to that target audience, and it makes sense. It
So
just makes total sense. You're looking at probably a cost of 70 cents to do this, and you would charge probably $1. You would probably charge
printing plus postage per
postage,
home.
addressing, there's all that stuff. the list. You know,
Wow.
you're in that range, and you would charge something like $1 each, and
Right.
you'd make 20 cents or so in profit.
Mm.
And then there's another kind of direct mail postcard mailing, which is called every door direct mail. It's called saturation marketing. It's where you don't mail it to an exact list, but
Okay.
you mail it to whole neighborhoods. So you would mail it to like just
Mm.
prime juicy neighborhoods, you know, the gated communities, wealthier parts of town, and everyone gets it. The
Mm.
benefit to that is it's a lot cheaper. It's way cheap. Like the postage is really cheap. You can use huge postcards. You don't
Mm.
have to do a list. So there are two different kinds of mailings:
Got it.
blanket everyone in neighborhoods or a specific target audience.
Mm.
Two
Okay.
choices. They both have their pros and cons. They're
And
both
so he can put his offer there and decide
yeah.
which route he wants to go. I think I'm going to, what you just mentioned right now, I probably have to have a write-up or a video or both in my website and have a page on that because
Mm,
I learned this new and I'm sure every business owner, they can learn something. I mean, that's
yeah.
going to be awesome.
Most businesses have no clue that that's even possible. They don't even have a clue. The way you can you have QR codes now are so readily, like everyone knows how to use a QR code now, and everyone's phones has them built in. So that's the perfect trend. You get someone interested, and then they go. The QR code takes them to a landing page or wherever you're pointing them digitally, an intake form, an estimate.
I think in the day we live now, the age we live now is like we can't just say I'm an SEO guy, I only do SEO, or I'm a print guy, I only do direct mail. To get the most for any business, you have to have kind of an omni-channel,
Sure.
all-around present, right?
Sure. Because what's the first thing they're gonna do? It's just right in print. You know, they get something and say, "Oh, this is interesting." They're gonna Google, like they're gonna search your business up, and what are they gonna find digitally there? Some people
Exactly.
don't understand that, and they do a postcard campaign, but they have the worst digital presence ever. You know, they have a terrible website. They have no reviews. They have not. So sometimes they lose business just because people probably go online and they don't find
Yeah.
anything. You know, there's nothing compelling online, or their website is so janky they can't, like, it doesn't take them where you want, or they put a URL that's this long and it's got all these dumb, and no one can type in all that stuff,
Yep.
you
No,
know.
I don't know if you can see this properly.
Yeah.
The Google review, like
Review
Google
card.
reviews are
Yeah.
so important for ranking in Google and
My
SEO right
God, yeah.
now. I printed this from you and I started giving it away a little bit as a sample to businesses. They
Sure.
like this idea because then I can explain, hey, reviews play a big role in marketing. Like
Yeah.
people are not just for
Oh my
conversion, people
God.
looking at you, but also Google, right?
Yes.
Um, can you give us ideas on have you or any of your students, how do they use it? What's the best way to go about this?
Yeah, reviews are really, it took me 10 years before I took reviews seriously. I don't know, I was so stupid. I especially now, because people, no matter what your business is, people will look online, and Google loves reviews. You know, Google, like, natural reviews, not fake reviews. Like, Google will reward you in that organic search results. When someone searches for flooring or whatever, a company that has high reviews, it's like, it's so prized. I think that reviews, if I'm suggesting someone who's a local business owner what to do, I really think reviews should be the number one thing. Like, get that Google profile set up and start collecting reviews. Having print cards like you just showed, review cards, are really helpful because it gets people to that link
Yeah.
right when they need it. If you deliver a service, so if you're a marketer and you're working with a business owner, get that business owner to put a system in place where as soon as they deliver the work or whatever they're doing, they're happy at the register, ask them for a review or give them that thing. And then the people are just way more apt to just make a review.
Okay.
Every business should have lots of reviews. I
How
have a
much
ton
does
of
it
reviews.
cost if
Yeah.
how much does it cost if I'm ordering, let's say, 200 of these or whatever your number is to print and ship it to me? How much do you approximately?
Yeah. So I charge 250. 250 will cost just about the same as 500, which costs close to 1,000. But I charge, I think I charge like $35 for 250 of them.
30,
Really high quality.
$35. I
Yeah.
can literally easily upsell this to a business owner, say, hey, I'm not just, it's not just any card. I'm putting my, a QR code and a
QR
link to
code.
your Google GMB profile, and that's going to help you. And I can easily sell these $80, put a
Oh,
$50 margin.
easy,
And
easy.
$80 is nothing for a business owner,
Nothing. Nothing.
right?
You if yeah, one you can, and we can do NFC cards, so you can even have, you want to be super techy, you can have an NFC to where you just bring it up to the phone and it immediately takes them to the review page.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you are doing right now? I know you mentioned you're also getting into SEO. Is that because you're seeing here you have to be doing everything these
No,
days?
what I was saying, I used to, when I started, so I kind of skipped this. I don't talk about it a lot. And sometimes I have to remind myself when I started, that's what I was selling was SEO. Like
Really?
when I started, I had my
Wow.
marketing business. I was like, I like digital marketing. I was like, yeah, this is really cool. I was making, I read a thing that said content is king, right? I'm sure you've heard that term.
Yep,
I
yep.
was like studying SEO. And at the time, it was all like the black hat stuff. It was like
Yeah,
all the stuff of how to like,
right.
you would just jam keywords in there. You know,
Yeah,
you would put a million keywords in there and
yes.
repeat them and make them the same color as the background. So they're
Yeah,
hidden, but they're there
yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. And the link wheels and link
Those are the days,
pages and all
yeah.
that stuff. But I remember reading a thing somewhere and it said like it was like an article that said no matter, basically saying that like all these things change. Like the SEO landscape changes constantly. You read one thing and it's outdated, and so you
Oh
have to
yeah,
stay up
yeah.
on it. But content is king. If your website has enough content, it
Mhm.
will like trump everything. If it's got the best content, and I think that's probably still pretty relative. Like if you have the best content, you probably will be especially locally. But so
Mhm.
I would just type. I would type for hours a night while working all these jobs, and I would sell these SEO packages, and I would just write like, this is before Chat GPT, and so I would sit there typing like large articles and pages and pages and pages and adding stuff to people's websites and stuff. So I thought that was funny. Yeah.
That's a good
Times have changed so much, it's amazing. But digital marketing, so I really like digital marketing, but it's so for me, it is just so hard to keep up with, and it requires really focus on that. For me, I stick with print because it's
yeah.
simple, but I always recommend to every business that you should be capturing that
And both of it.
SEO. I
Yeah.
mean, there's people searching for your stuff, why not capture
After
that?
that, yes, both of it. I'm just curious, with you being in printing now for over 10 years,
Yeah.
how, like, do you have clients who keep ordering print for years?
Oh,
How is it? Can you give me some
it is
examples?
wild.
The volume
So we have
and how
we have a
long and
hospital. I call it a hospital. Um, I
wait, repeat
use
that.
I use a CRM called Pipedrive.
Okay. Yep. Pipe drive. Yes.
It is so similar to a hospital.
Okay.
There are multiple stages. So at any given time, I'm gonna pull up mine right now. At any given time, we have around 100, but usually like 100 to 120 people in the hospital.
Mhm.
And this is from people wanting to they need a price on stuff. They're inquiring to people who are priced, to people we're in the middle of, hammering out the details, getting designs and getting all this stuff to invoicing to printing. So there's people who are waiting for prices, people who need to be priced, people who have been priced, people who we're helping fix their business, people who are recovering. Like there's just this hospital of people in
Assembly
different
plant kind of a
stages,
thing.
and
Yeah.
it's moving the people through the stages. So right now we have 97, which is a small amount. We're usually at around 100 to 120 at
Wow.
any given time, and it's just managing, and that's every day. So it's just pushes. It's a constant push of people
And all
coming
kinds
in.
of business. Is there like one industry or two that order
Yeah.
more
Yeah. It
or
is a huge gamut. It is huge gamut of, I'm trying to get you back up on the thing. Hang on so I can see. There we go.
yeah.
A huge gamut of businesses, but at the top ones would be realtors, would be
Mm.
way up at the top, real estate. And then home services would be the next big group. But then you have like restaurants,
All of those.
consulting, I mean, chiropractors, dentists,
And
all
all of
this.
these are mostly, are they only ordering print or are they ordering print and EDD and direct mail? Like, is it just business cards they're ordering? Is it
No, it's a most is postcards. So most are postcards. So these are just like I'm just going to show
direct
you
mail?
some examples. These are here's a really good one. This is a recent one. This business, they've done a couple of these. They do 15,000 at a time. It's three guys that have a steakhouse. They just opened another location, but it's stuff like this, postcard with coupons
15,000
on it.
postcards they order at a time.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, they make a ton. They make a killing. I mean, this. Oh, here's a good one. I know you're probably going to ask me something about this too.
Okay.
This is one I just did. It's a really pretty postcard. He's a poolscapes and service, right, guy. So he sells pool services. And I'm like, you did a really good job on this. I go, this is really nice. It's really pretty. He goes, thanks. He goes, I used AI to create it. I just used AI. The guy made it on ideogram.ai and he just put the pictures into Canva. So here's a guy who runs a pool company, barely can, use Canva, and he
Right.
makes using AI
Wow.
this really nice looking postcard. So that's a big game
Awesome.
changer too.
That's
Is
what I love about marketing is we cannot just say, hey, AI is here, so that means I'm going to only stick to digital. No, look,
oh
live
my
example.
God, look at this. This is
Yeah.
beautiful. Like
Yeah.
this is
And
just
that's so
AI.
eye-catching. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I get that delivered to my home, I'm going to take a look at it, even though I don't have any space to put a
Yeah,
pool.
it's just a nice looking post. It's like it's AI is really really helpful. Super helpful.
Can you
Uh
share any specific resource, or I know you have a course. Give us some information. Where can people watching this get some information on how they can start making money tapping into local businesses with
Yeah.
postcards?
Well, I will tell you the best for anyone watching this. Really, the best thing is to just watch my YouTube channel, which is
Okay.
High Response Marketing. If
High
you type High
response marketing.
Response
Okay.
Marketing, you will find it. It's youtube.com/high response marketing. And you can just go down the rabbit hole. There's literally so much content, and you can find everything you're looking for in there.
Awesome. High response.
And I have courses and all that stuff too, but you can just head over if someone's watching is interested,
Mhm.
go down the rabbit hole, watch these videos. It's just a nonstop
I
thing of
love that.
information.
Last question. I know this
Sure.
is you're part of a interview series I'm doing with all these influencers, experts in different. So I have YouTube ads, Google ads, SEO, direct mail, obviously. It's for fundraising for orphanage in Sri Lanka. I was born in Sri Lanka. I left there when I was 4. I grew up in India. Then I moved here about 22 years
Hmm.
ago. But I personally know people affected there. A lot of, and I'm going to show all that in the video when we publish it. One thing I do ask, and you can say no, you can absolutely say no, is for those who are putting it, like donating and getting all this interview series and all that, is there anything that you can give away, some kind of a secret training or a resource or
Sure.
something that,
Yeah.
they can get a hands on and learn?
You know what? I would, yeah,
Yeah, I would appreciate
definitely.
that.
I have a it's called the all-in-one marketing guide. So
Okay.
it's uh it's a guide it's a PDF guide that just covers like the all-in-one. It's for print, postcard marketing, and
Okay.
yeah, I would be happy to give that away. Have you
Thank you
been
so
back to
much.
Sri Lanka? My good friend is Sri Lankan, and her and her family keep wanting to go back, but because of civil unrest or something there, they
Yeah.
haven't been able to really go back. And I think it's been like 20 years since they've been.
Same here. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful place. I am next month, another month. I am going to Sri Lanka and I'll be
Wow.
visiting this orphanage. So my plan is to go, how much of money I can raise, I
Yeah.
can, give a check and things like
Wow,
that.
that's amazing. That's
It's
incredible.
the civil unrest is over, but corruption and politics and
All
just
right.
like anything.
Sure.
But also there's a lot of, especially like adults can take care of themselves. A grown man or a woman, if they don't have money or whatever, they'll figure out a way.
Can figure. Yeah.
Kids are, they have to look
Yeah.
up to somebody. And
Helpless.
there's so many of these orphanages, the child labor is 27 or 29%. It is crazy, right?
Mm.
So I want to do my bit wherever I can. That's
That's
that's all the point.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be happy to give the all-in-one marketing blueprint. It's called. Yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
I'd get that from you and I'll put it in the page. I appreciate that, Jake.
Oh, no problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would also, what I'm going to do is maybe I take a link from you later on to your coaching or course or print because I found value. I'll be open. I do SEO. That's 99.9% of my income. But unashamedly, I can tell you, hey, whenever I need it, I'll get my foot in the door through print.
Yeah, yeah. So you got some, what is really nice?
Mhm.
Print postcard marketing has no monetary limit. So where SEO, like I can't give you $100,000 and say, really beef up my SEO. Like there's a limit to what a
Right,
business can
right,
spend. Sometimes you run into clients who are willing to spend anything on anything.
right.
Print allows you an unlimited amount of money to
Mhm.
spend. of theirs. You can take 100 grand, you can take 50 grand, and you can do something with it. Whereas digital marketing sometimes caps out. Like you can't, this unlocks a whole other thing you can spend a customer's money on.
Yep.
So it's a nice addition. It's just a nice addition.
And I'll leave you with this. I am really, in my website, agency website, I'm putting a whole page on print and EDDM and this 9x12. I'm making that an integral part, like an active part of my marketing for my agency, because no more, gone are the days. I mean, I still do SEO, I still teach SEO, but seeing where the future is going, how Google is right now, to be honest, it's a mess with AI coming.
Oh, AI, yeah.
Yeah, all of that, right?
Yeah.
But and I personally, like I told you, I cold walked into 12 different businesses over a 2-day period. Every single person knew direct mail and postcard. Not everybody knew SEO. One guy I told you, like CEO, he literally thought, you know, right? That's
my wife didn't even know what it meant, and this is like 2 months ago. I'm like, you don't even know what she goes, this SC. She's reading something said she didn't even know. Yeah,
absolutely. I love it. No, thank you so much, Jake.
Anytime.
In parting, you want to say? I don't know.
No, I get out there and make. There's so much money, and the business owners are so great to work with, and it's stuff. This stuff, like you can just put it together. It's so easy. There's no technical stuff. It's just nice. Anyone can do it. You can be older, younger. You can have your kids help. It's such an easy thing to just get started doing.
Which reminds me, you mentioned about kids and all other ways. I'm going to reach out to my kids' school because I know they do a lot of this print stuff.
Oh my God, school banners right now. I'm gonna create for sports teams, senior banners, like all that stuff. You can easily just broker. You can be you can be cheaper than they can find elsewhere and still make a profit. And you have schools who are, you have business owner parents, you have all their activities. It just gives you such a huge network. Last thing I want to mention that people, someone's getting excited about print and the money that is spent, is political. If you want to go into that political marketing, they will spend just obscene amounts of money on print, from yard signs to handouts to mailers. I mean, thousands to hundreds of thousands.
Who should I reach out to for these? Like, who are should I just call up the city?
For a lot of people, they're aligned with a certain party, so you would by nature just go with that party. But there are, during any election, this is everything from like your really small municipal things, like a council person, a mayor, a town supervisor, even those, they'll spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on campaigns. If judges, reach out to those parties. For the smaller ones. And when I mean small, even like I did a bazillion yard signs for a guy running for Congress. That's a pretty, congressman is but they're still reachable. Like you could just message them on Facebook, say, hey, are you thinking about doing yard signs? I'd be happy to help support. I think I'll probably have the best price on yard signs. Can give you a quote. And you may find, okay, I need 200 yard signs. And now you made $600 in profit.
And I can just wholesale them to you.
Yeah, through me or whoever. Yes.
Printing the number 4supercheap.com. I can find
printing 4supercheap.com. There's really no bet. It is the lowest prices you can find. I am designed by nature to help marketers resell it under their name and make a profit and still be the better deal than a place can find elsewhere.
Love it. Yeah. Awesome. I can continue talking, Jake, but I know time, I value your time. So thank you again. Appreciate that.
Anytime.
Definitely. All right. Thank you again.
Great talking with you.
You too, Jake. Thank you.
All right. Bye.